Welcome everyone. Let's begin. The richest man in Babylon. The man who desired gold. Bansi the Chariot, builder of Babylon, was thoroughly discouraged. From his seat upon the low wall surrounding his property, he gazed sadly at his simple home and the open workshop in which stood a partially completed chariot. His wife frequently appeared at the open door. Her furtive glance in his direction reminded him that the meal bag was almost empty, and he should be at work finishing the carryout, hammering and hewing, polishing and painting, stretching taut the leather over the wheel rim, preparing it for delivery so he could collect from his wealthy customer. Nevertheless, his fat, muscular body sat solidly upon the wall. His slow mind was struggling patiently with a problem for which he could find no answer. The hot tropical sun, so typical of his valley of the Euphrates, beat down upon him mercilessly. Beads of perspiration formed upon his brow and trickled down unnoticed to lose themselves in tight, hairy jungle on his chest. Beyond his home to, towered the high terraced wall surrounding the king's palace. Nearby, cleaving the blue ocean, was painted to a tower of the Temple of Bel. In the shadow of such grandeur was his simple home and many other far less neat and well cared for. Babylon was like this a mixture of grandeur and squalor, of dazzling wealth and direst poverty cra- crowded together without plan or system within the protecting wall of the city. Behind him, had he cared to turn and look, the noisy chariot of the rich jolted and crowd aside the sandal treadmen as well as the barefoot beggars. Even the rich were forced to turn into the gutters to clear the way for the long line of slave water carriers on the king business. 15 each bearing a heavy goatskin of water to be poured upon the hanging garden. Bansett was too engrossed in his own problem to hear or heed the confusion hubbub of the busy city. It was the unexpected twanging of the string from a familiar lyre that aroused him from his reverie. He turned and looked into the sensitive, smiling face of his best friend Kobe, the musician. May the God bless thee with great liberty, my good friend, began Kobe with an elaborate salute. Yet it does appear they may they have already been so generous, though needest not to labor. I rejoice with building, else thou would be busy in your shop. Extract but two humble shekels and lend them to me until after the nobleman feast this night, thou wilt not miss them, are they our return. If I did have 2 shekels, Banshee responded gloomily, to no one could I lend them, not even to you, my best friend, for they would be my fortune, my entire fortune. No one leads his entire fortune, not even at his best friend. What? Explained Kobe with genuine surprise. Thou hast not 1 shekel in their purse, yet sit like a statue upon a wall. Why not complete that chariot? How else canst they do provide for the neighbor appetite? This not like the tea, my friend. Where is thy endless energy? Doth sometime desire thee? Have the God brought to thee trouble? A torment from the God it must be Bansuragri. It began with a dream, a senseless dream, in which I thought I was a man of means. From my belt hung a handsome purse heavy with coin. There were shekels which I cast with careless freedom to the beggars. There were pieces of silver which I did buy finest from a wife, and whether I did desire for myself. There were pieces of gold which made me feel assured of the future. and unafraid to spend the silver. A glorious feeling of contentment was within me. You would not have known me for the hard-working friend, nor wouldst have known my wife. So free from wrinkles was her face and shining with happiness. She was again smiling maiden of her early married days. A pleasant dream indeed, commented Kobe. But why should such pleasant feeling as arose turn them into a glum statue upon the wall? Why, indeed, because when I woke and remember how empty was my purse, a feeling of rebellion swept over me. Let us talk in over together, for the sailor do say we ride in the same boat. We too, as youngster, we went together to the priest to learn wisdom. As young men, we shared each other pleasure. As grown men, we have always been close friends. We have been contented subject of our kind. We have been satisfied to our work long hour and spend our earning freely. We have earned much coin in the year that have passed. Yet to know the joy that come from wealth, we must dream about them back. Are we more than dumb sheep? We live in the richest city in all the world. The traveler do say none equal it is wealth about us in much display of wealth, but of we ourselves have not. After a half time of hard labor, though my best friend has an empty purse and says to me, may I borrow such a trifle as 2 shells until what the nobleman feast that night? Then what do I reply? Do I say, here is my purse, it contains with I gladly share? No, I admit that my purse is empty as thin. What's the matter? Why cannot we acquire silver and gold? More than enough for food and robes. Consider also our son, Bansi continued, as they not 17 following in the footsteps of their father, need their and their family and their son and their sons' families live all their lives in the midst of the treasure of gold. And yet, let us be content to banquet upon sugar, sour goat milk, and produce. Never in all the years of our friendship did thou talk like this before. Brensil Cobbis was puzzled. Never in all those years did I think like this before. From early dawn until darkness stopped me, I have labored to build the finest chariot any man could make, soft heartedly, hoping some day the God would recognize my worthy deed and bestow upon me great prosperity. This they have done. At last I realize this they will never do. Therefore, my heart is sad. I wish to be a man of means. I wish to own land and cattle, to have fine robes and coin in my purse. I was willing to work for these things with all the strength in my back and with all the skill in my hand, with all the cunning in my mind, but I wish my labor to be fairly rewarded. What is the matter with us? Again I ask you, why cannot we have just share of good things too so plentiful for those who have the gold with which to buy them? Would I knew an answer, Corbett replied. No better than though I satisfy my earning from my hour are quickly gone. Often must I plan and scheme that my family be not hungry. Also within my beast is a deep longing for ire large enough that it may truly sing the strain of music that do surge through my mind. With such an instrument could I make music finer than even the king has had it before. Such a ire, though shouldn't have no man in a Babylon, could make it sing more sweetly, could make it sing so sweetly, not only the king but the god themselves would be delighted. But how mayest thou secure it will be both of us as a poor as the king's slave? Listen to the bell, here's they come. He pointed to the long column of half-naked, sweating water bearer plodding rebelliously up the narrow street from the river. 5 abreast they marched, each bent under a heavy goatskin of water. A fine figure of a man, he would dot Let them. Kobe in- indicated the wearer of the bell who marched in front without a load, a prominent man in his own country. 'Tis easy to see there are too many goods figure in the line. Bansir agreed, as good men as we, tall blond man from the north, laughing black men from the south, little brown men from the nearer country, all marching towards the river into the garden, back and forth day after day, year after year. Not of happiness to look forward to, beds of straw upon which to sleep, hard grain, pottage to eat. Pity the poor brutes cobble. Pity them I do, yet though those make me see how little better off are we, free men though we call ourselves. That is true, Kobe and pleasant thought though it be. We did not wish to go on year after year, life slaveless life, working, getting nowhere. Might we not find out how other acquire gold as they do, Kobe include. Perhaps there is some secret we might learn if we sought from those who knew, replied Bansal thoughtfully. This day, suggested Kobe's, I did pass our old friend Arkad, riding in his golden carrier. This I will say. He did not look over by humble head, as many in his station might consider the right. Instead, he did wave his head that all onlookers might see him pay greeting and bestow his smile on friendship upon Kobe, the musician. He is calm. He is claimed to be the richest man in all Babylon. Bansir mused. So rich the king is said to seek his golden aid in affair of the treasury. Kobe replied, so rich, Bansir interrupted. I fear if I should meet him in the darkness of night, I should lay my hands upon his fat wallet. Nonsense, reproved Kobe. A man's wealth is not in the purse he carries. A fat, a fat purse quickly empties if there be no golden stream to refill it. Arkad has an income that constantly keep his purse full, no matter how liberally he spend. Income, that is the thing. Ejaculated Bansir. I wish an income that will keep flowing into my purse whether I sit upon the wall or travel to far land. Arkad must know how a man can make income from himself. Dost suppose it is something he could make clear to a mind as slow as mine. Methink he did teach his knowledge to his son. No, master, Cobbis responded. Did he not to Niven said, and so it is told at the inn, become without aid from his father, one of the richest men in the city. Kobe, thou bringest to me a rare thought. A new light gleamed in Bansir's eyes. It cost nothing to ask wise advice from a good friend, and Arkad was always that. Never mind, though our purses be as empty as the falcon nest of a year ago. Let that not detain us. We are weary of being without gold in the midst of plenty. We wish to become men of means. Come, let us go to Arkad and ask how he also may acquire income for ourselves. Though speakers with true inspiration, Bansi thought, bringest to my mind a new understanding, though markest me to realize the reason why we have never found any measure of wealth. We never sought it, though hard labored patiently to build the strongest chariot in Babylon. To that purpose was devoted your best endeavor. Therefore, as it thou didst succeed, I strove to become a skilful lyre player, and as it I did succeed in those things toward which exerted our best endeavor, we succeeded. The gods were content to let us continue thus. Now at last we see a light bright like that from the rising sun in the beast us to learn more than we may prosper more with a new understanding. We shall find honorable way to accomplish our desire. Let us go to Akkad, This very day, Bansir urged, also let us ask other friend of our boyhood days who had fought no better than ourselves to join us, that they too may share in his wisdom, though went ever thus thoughtful to their friend Bansir. Therefore has though many friend, it shall be as thou sayest, we go this day and take them with us. Now it's time for the summary in Hindi. यहाँ पर सिर्फ ये कहानी है फर्स्ट चैप्टर में कि दो फ्रेंड आपस में बात कर रहे हैं जिनका नाम है कोबी और बंसिर, जिनके थॉट प्रोसेस है कि ये सब चीज़ें होती कैसे। उनका पर्स खाली है, उनको हमेशा पैसे लाने के लिए हम डेली काम करना पड़ता है, जिससे वो बंसिर जो है वो बोर हो चुका है। अब वो अपनी लाइफ में चेंज चाहता है जिससे उसको खाली मनी फ्लो होता रहे, वो एक सिस्टम बिल्ड कर दे। इस बारे में पूरी कहानी। अब उन लोग ने डिसाइड किया कि किसी मेंटर को ढूंढें जो उनकी हेल्प कर सके। तो उस जगह पे उनको सिर्फ एक ही मेंटर दिखता है, जो उनका फ्रेंड आकर्ड होता है, वो जा रहा होता है। तो वो अब सोचते हैं कि सब उससे बात करते हैं। तो उन लोग ने फिर डिसाइड किया कि वो और भी जितने फ्रेंड्स हैं चाइल्डहुड के, सबको एक साथ लेके सब लोग एक साथ जाके आर्कड से बात करें। अब जो कहानी होगी वो सेकंड चैप्टर में स्टार्ट होगी, जो कि कल होगी। अगर आप लोग को पसंद, इफ़ यू लाइक द कंटेंट देन हिट द लाइक बटन एंड थैंक यू।